91X, live from the Coachella Flophouse. It is morning number 1, so we are nice and fresh. And good morning, it's Hilary. I'm here with Luke Steele from Empire of the Sun. How are you?
Live from the best house in the
Right.
Palm Desert, right?
Yeah, not too shabby, huh?
I just put a memo out to management to cancel the show, and I'm going to stay here and drink beer with you guys.
I think you should. We have some really good beer. You can,
Yep.
we'll hook that up. Yeah, it's a nice house. And I just have to say, you look incredible for 11 o'clock in the morning, Luke.
Thank you. This is my brand new jacket, finished yesterday. And I thought, it's Good Friday.
Right.
And this is my Jesus jacket, so I thought.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, that's
at the risk of being a little overdressed at first thing in the morning, I thought we got to put it on and, praise to Jesus.
It looks amazing.
Thank you.
So you said it was just finished yesterday. Don't mind that guy. Were you counting on it for Coachella?
Get some more drinks for you guys.
Yeah, totally. He's gonna go.
I
get more
bought this
beer.
2 years ago in when I was in Peru doing a tour from an antique store, and it was actually on a purple jacket, but it was I think from quite a long time ago. So we got it reapplied to this beautiful black velvet.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
And it just came in yesterday.
Was that like down to the wire? Like, were you planning on wearing it this weekend?
Everything's always down to the wire.
Yeah.
I think even if you planned it 2 years ago, it'll be down to the wire.
Yeah. It looks like a lot of work, but it is beautiful. I want to circle back to the visuals with Empire of the Sun, because that is such a big part of what you do. But first I wanted to ask you about Two Vines, which has been out for a couple months now, right?
Yeah.
You guys recorded all of it or part of it in Hawaii? Is that right?
We did part in Hawaii and part at LA at the Jim Henson Studios.
You did?
I met Paul McCartney there.
No way. No, you weren't wearing this because you just got it.
I actually knew all the technicians were walking around, they were whispering like, someone had come back from the dead, I was like, what the hell is happening tomorrow? And I had to literally, wrestle some guy to the floor and get it out of me. He said, Paul's coming in.
No way.
And so I took a vinyl along, and I just happened to get to the Henson Studios as he was arriving. I got to the door, and he opened the door and said, after you, mate.
No.
And like a magician, I had the vinyl in my bag, and I went, and as I pulled it out, light flares went off, and there's Paul McCartney going, wow, and the vinyl as well. And then he said, all the best with your band and the record. And like that, he was gone.
It's almost like he blessed it or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is quite an encounter. That is
I
neat.
went around during the day, and you could hear him in there talking. I was in the vicinity of a Beatle.
Yeah, that is super cool.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, though, recording. Well, so, yeah, I mean, those are two very different places. The Henson Studios are in the heart of L.A., and Hawaii is beautiful, tropical.
Henson is pretty much the best studio in the world, but, for inner city. It's just, I don't know, it's set up like a 100-star hotel,
Really?
And all the rooms there, like we were in the Studio A, which was where George Harrison met his wife, and where Brian Wilson worked, was where MJ worked, and Harry Nilsson.
Could you feel the ghosts of that?
Yeah,
in
you
there?
feel the spirit, and Lindsay Buckingham came in and worked in there. But then when we were mixing, we were in the Elvis room, which was apparently in the 70s. It was known as, his home. He would just sort of literally sleep there, and a lot of parties. And
eat peanut butter sandwiches.
Yeah.
There.
But, the drop of the hat, I feel like DK's Donuts from Santa Monica, or, a
Everything's right
dancing
there.
Chinese girl with, that can play My Sweet Lord on the ukulele. Or, the Henson crew can get it.
Whatever you need.
And I think for Nick and me, we're such, I don't know, we're just so impatient, and kind of, we need to be comfortable with great food and great gear. And
Really?
to feel famous,
Is it important, or do you like just having everything you need so you can focus on your creativity?
Yeah, I think a bit of both, but I think we thrive off, having that feeling of yeah, I guess that's the thing, support, so you can just create.
Yeah. When when you were in Hawaii, like, does where you are working, when you're recording or writing, does it affect the sound? Does it affect what influence,
so much, yeah.
what you're creating?
See, then the other side is Hawaii, where, I'd go surfing on the North Shore all morning, and then I'd, come in, and the other guys would go record stuff in like caves, or they'd go swimming, or.
So is there stuff on the new album that was recorded in caves?
Yeah, on High and Low there's a couple of big hits, but
No way.
yeah, definitely was a great time because we'd all have our stations, with just set up how you'd picture it to be like in the movies. You have your wine station and your microphone, and it's really cool.
Where was the studio? On the North Shore?
The studio was just in Honolulu, just out of Hawaii Kai.
Cool. So, yeah, I feel like, and then with your videos too, you can see how much place means to you guys as a band. This is your second time playing Coachella, right?
It's actually my fourth time. I've actually played here with Sleepy Jackson.
Sleepy Jackson, okay.
I think it was 2003.
Oh, so it's old hat for you now. Does it still feel
way back
exciting?
Then we were all really young and single, and I remember playing and wanting to hang out in the record company. I'll put this back on Tony here. Said, "You've got to go back to LA and do KCRW in the morning."
Oh,
what was that?
Brutal.
Really? You're gonna do that to us?
Yeah.
But that's the stuff you got to do. So.
Sure. So let's go back to the visuals, because I'm curious. I have so many questions, Luke. I'll start with this. When you are at Ground Zero, when you are writing music and recording it, are you seeing the visual part of what Empire of the Sun does with your music? Is that all part of it? Is that in your mind? Or does the music come first and then you go from there with the visuals?
I think it's like both. It's like a swimming pool. You'd throw everything in, and sometimes it's a visual, but we're art students. It's kind of I went to graphic design school and Nick went to fine art school.
Oh, I didn't know
so
that.
it was like where my design school was in Perth, it was like directly across the road was the fine art school, and you'd see the fine art students come out, and they'd all have like, one would have half his head shaved and like a bone ring, and then the graphic students, it's a bit more. And I always think about that with Nick and I. We both have a really artistic vision, but they're so beautifully different in their own kind of way. So, we're constantly just painting, on the canvas of life, Tony.
But so when you...
You're going to be at every
Tony's
interview.
just laughing. You want to come up here, Tony? Tony Bracey, it's his first Coachella, everyone.
Coachella.
So when, and the visuals that go with Empire of the Sun, from what you wear to the lighting to the sets, the dancers, all of it, those have evolved over the years. And when you come to a place like Coachella or 91X Fest that you guys are going to play, do you take into consideration the space, the event, and then adjust your live show accordingly, both with visuals and with music?
I think sometimes you got to, like, there was a stage there. Still now we played the odd EDM festival where, every girl's naked and every guy's got a six-pack out of Thor and on steroids going, ooh.
Oh.
So you got to turn up the volume a bit. But otherwise, we're just trying to make a great show,
Yeah.
It's obviously something like Coachella. It's like the wedding day, of music festivals.
Gotta go big.
got to go big, you know, and pull out the Jesus jacket, you know.
Totally. Hang a Jesus jacket on Good Friday. I think
Yeah.
so. Have you guys, because you have so much going on during your live shows, has there ever been a major snafu where you're like, oh, what do we do now?
Not too much. Like, you get the odd thing where a dancer will, you know, pull the edge, you know, and just walk off the stage.
Oh.
That happened once.
Oh.
There's a little bird in the roof there.
Oh, yeah, a little nest.
But, you know, we haven't had too many, you know, wardrobe malfunctions or anything to
That's
touch wood.
good.
It's going to happen tonight. though.
That's good.
Oh.
Well, good. We're so excited, not only for tonight to see you guys, Empire of the Sun, here at Coachella, but we are so thrilled that you're going to play X Fest on June 11th in San Diego.
With Phoenix as well.
Dude, right, there's the lineup right behind you.
Mm.
Phoenix,
Phoenix.
and Bob Moses. Have you played with Phoenix before?
We've never played. We're maybe going to do a tour a few years ago, but it just didn't happen. But we love Phoenix. You know, we grew up in Phoenix, you know, Nick and I, when we first started Empire. So
it's going
to be a party.
Do you think you'll hang out and watch their set?
Yeah.
Nice.
Definitely.
Yeah, they just tweeted like 15 seconds of new music this morning, too. It sounds pretty good.
Oh, 15 seconds.
A whole 15 seconds, yeah. Thank you so much for being here. I love Two Vines, and I'm so excited to see all your music come alive tonight. It's, like I said earlier, it's my first Empire of the Sun show out here at Coachella, so you better
just
make
about
it,
as bad as Tony's first Coachella.
I know.
Get together, you music fans. Come on.
I know.
Too much internet.
So don't let that make
away
you
from the
nervous
computer and get
or
out there.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's
Thank
okay. I forgive you. You're going to have a good time. It's going to be a good show.
Cool.
It's going to be an amazing show.
Oh, it's Sahara Tent at 10:05. Is that right, Tony? We right? Sahara Tent, 10:05. If you're coming out to Coachella, don't miss Luke Steele and Empire of the Sun. Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
All right. It's 91X.